Welcome back, everybody. It's your time to EdUp on the EdUp Experience podcast, where we make education your business. Dr. Joe Solucio back with you another episode here at the Anthology Together Conference 2022 in Orlando, Florida, here at the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin Resort. Of course, there were no rooms left, so Elvin and I have to stay at the Swan Reserve, which is the overflow. But we made it anyway. I am having my first soy latte of the day here. It is a triple shot of espresso, which is why I'm talking so fast. But I need to get this in now in order to make it through the day, because I'm tired and I did not sleep well. You know, if you sleep away from home, sometimes you don't get a good night's rest. But somebody who's going to wake me up is our guest today, this morning here at Anthology. She's got a lot of energy, I can already tell you. And she's really excited to talk about her work. Here she comes, ladies and gentlemen. Her name is Jana Willan, and she's Director of Admissions at Hiram College. Jana, what is up?
Oh, well, I'm on coffee number 3, so absolutely
Everybody
got
watch
started
out.
early this morning.
Everybody watch out. Yeah. All right, we're ready to talk to you, Jana. So how's your conference going so far? So we're now into the second day of the conference. How's Anthology Together treating you so far?
It's good. It's good. It's my second. So I was here last year, really, really excited.
Okay, hold on for a second.
Yeah.
You were here last year. We were
Yes.
also here. Here, I say we're in Dallas. I think it was Dallas. Wasn't it Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't come by and sit and do a podcast with us?
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, you're here now.
Yes.
You're here now. So first of all, let's level set.
Mhm.
Where is Hiram College? What do you guys do? How do you do it? And where are you?
Yeah, so we are a small private nonprofit college in Northeast Ohio. So it is between Cleveland, Akron, and Youngstown. In the country, we are really about flexibility and being outdoors and environmentally friendly. So we're about 1,000 students, a little under that. So it's very personalized, low faculty ratio. And we have flexibility for our students. So we have a 12-week session and then a 3-week session each semester, week break in between. And that 3-week session is really experiential learning. So study abroad trips offered from Hiram faculty. It's a Hiram class. They go all over the place. We have job shadowing internships. You can get out as early as your first year to kind of check to make sure that you're
like this is what I want to do.
Right. Yeah. You know, business is kind of huge, right? Mm-hmm. And so what type of business, and being able to kind of experience different areas and lock in as you're going is really cool.
Oh, I like that. Lock in.
Yes,
Lock in as you're going.
Cool.
Well,
by the way, Jen, I don't mean to interrupt you, but this other really distant, weird voice on the podcast is my co-founder, Elvin Freitas, who has decided to pick up a microphone and interrupt my podcast for Jana. Much, so say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Anyway, so is it a rural campus, Jana?
Yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you consider yourself a rural campus. So talk about before we talk about Anthology and the technology, what's going well for Hiram College? What are some of your challenges that you're dealing with? Because I know enrollment continues to be a challenge for all of us. I don't care what university you're at. So what's going well? What are some challenges? How you doing in general?
Yeah, so I think that we are kind of resetting as long as we go past the pandemic. I hate talking about it still. Yeah. Like, let's get over it. Yeah. But I think it's fundamentally changed how we recruit, how we enroll students. And so being able to kind of reset and see where we are focusing our time is just really exciting and really cool. So it's really energizing to kind of look at, maybe where we can get in touch with students through, just hosting financial literacy, getting in front of high school counselors, kind of lifting that burden from them as they are heavily in the counseling area of students, and partnering with local schools to get that information out. So it's really cool, but also challenges, right? So getting into high school visits are not productive anymore.
High schools are really particular now about having people in their buildings, right? That's one of the biggest changes that's happened over time.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's become a challenge, but also were they productive previously? You
I
know?
like that question. Oh.
Hey.
Good insight.
Yeah, so really just making that pivot and saying, well, let's spend our time differently, and let's see if we can do counselor happy hours, and
Ooh, I like that.
yeah.
Mm.
Who doesn't love a good happy hour, right?
Cheers.
Okay.
Yeah. And leveraging.
Cheers.
One more time for counselor happy hours.
There you go.
Cheers.
Boom, boom.
Mhm. Yeah, who doesn't love it? But also leveraging recent alumni. So
Nice.
I know that maybe they're getting the, hey, like, can you donate? But in this economy, no. So how do they help still? And they want to help, and they're really attached to the campus. We have really passionate alumni. So can they then connect with students to help us recruit and to help give like a wider context for students who are interested in enrolling? So I'm just really, yeah.
I one of the things that you bring up, and I was talking about this the other day. I was doing this talk for this for one of my buddies. His name's Warren Kennard, but we were talking about competition in higher ed. All right, and we were talking about how it would almost be easy if higher ed institutions were just competing against ourselves, like one higher ed institution against another. It's like, you understand that, and then it's product, it's delivery, it's differentiation. But when you have to compete against public perception of higher ed and its value, and whether parents are deciding to send kids to college or kids are deciding whether to go to college, it's like you're competing against an ideal, a negative space almost, and it's like this convincing you have to do just to get to the point where you can compete against another higher ed institution. And for rural institutions, it's even harder because you're competing against distance and proximity and experience, which can be different from, let's say, an urban institution. So there's so many. How do you do this, Jana? And what's the secret? Great. And can you tell me what everything that you know and lay it on me right now?
Okay, absolutely. Here we go. So I think that that's a great point. And we even have to compete against students who are disappearing, right? So even in the metro school districts surrounding, like I said, we're about 30, 45 minutes between 3 metro areas. So being able to get into classrooms, great, but there's also students who are not in classrooms, right? So just trying to promote, getting through high school and what we can do and be accessible to those students to talk about college in general, not even Hiram,
Exactly.
but like, hey, let's think about this. Let's get in early. Let's talk freshman year. Let's talk sophomore year. And just, I know it's a value proposition for sure, but also, it's also recession proof somewhat, right? As the data shows that you have a lot of flexibility in your career going forward, but it's not necessarily just a 4-year, might be a 2-year, but having those open conversations and being available is really the conversation that we're having. And yeah, we're representing Hiram. Like, we're obviously like talking about Hiram. I think it's a great place for a lot of the metro area students to kind of get out and be in a very like college-esque environment, just dive in, not a ton of distractions. We got a 550 acres field station, which is amazing. Nice. So yeah, it's just a lot of outdoors, a lot of community. But yeah, there's a lot.
So many challenges.
Yeah.
Director of admissions has so many challenges today. And before I continue to ask my questions, I'd like to ask my co-founder, Elvin Freitas, if you have any questions or if you'd like me to continue here.
I do have a question.
I'm sorry. Okay. I didn't mean to hit it, but sorry, Elvin. Sorry about that, man. My fingers just got away from me.
So no, and seriously, I do have a question.
Okay. All right.
I feel like I'm in the on the highway. I just stopped, and then Joe's driving the car, and I'm trying to get back in the car because I had to do something. He keeps like driving off, and I keep trying to catch up. Yeah, that's like
Yeah,
what's going
good
on.
insights.
Anyway, I do have a question, and the question is: tell us about your students. What type of students are you working with? You said it's very rural. Tell us about their backgrounds and kind of how it all breaks down.
Yeah, so we have a lot of first generation students. We have a lot of local, mostly within the 150-mile band. So Ohio students, Western PI. We do pull quite a few students from California, Texas,
Really?
Florida.
Wow.
Yeah, especially for
Interesting.
nursing,
Yeah.
since we have direct entry and there's no
Wow.
waiting or anything. But yeah, I think it's mostly students who want personalized attention. But in a relaxed environment, not super bougie, but
Yeah.
like
Mm.
really like getting that. We have, houses for departments. So you're actually like going into a dining room to have classes, and the professor's office is upstairs in an office.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's just center with faculties. They're available, and I think that's really important. Not for every student, or not every personality type wants that, right? And we recognize that sometimes people want to get lost at a bigger institution. At Hiram you cannot, and that's appealing a lot to
Yeah.
parents, but
For sure.
students
Yeah.
too, right? And yeah, just getting them to the finish line, and getting them the resources they need, and someone noticing,
Yeah.
hey, you might need this resource.
Yeah.
So
Wonderful.
I love that. Let me ask this, because you're here at Anthology.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm assuming you have Anthology at your school, or you will.
we do.
Okay, or else you wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So first of all, what are you hoping to learn here at the conference? So you're here. Are you representing Hiram yourself? Are you the only one here? Or you have a team of folks?
Yeah, I have my associate director, and then also my data coordinator here.
Okay, so what are you hoping to learn? What insights are you hoping to gather? Is it training? Is it, you want to broaden your user experience? Is it you want more data? You need more stuff? You want to give feedback? There's so many things you could be doing. Oh my God, let me have less coffee. No. What do you want to learn?
I think the connections are great. So just being able to meet other people in similar situations. I know a lot of people here are currently in implementation, which we are too. We currently have a Reach implementation going. We're going live soon with Apply and Succeed.
Nice.
And just being able to collaborate and talk through some pain points and some like really cool features, but the sessions are amazing. And just being able to look at reporting and what possibilities there are, so we can go back to our campus and implement that.
What does a DOA need? What does a good director of admissions need to do your job effectively? And how does Anthology complement your already vast knowledge of higher education, right? But you need other things in order to reach students where they are.
Yeah, so mainly reporting and being able to access all of the data points, responsiveness, especially in communication to students. So that's something that we're really excited about based off of student actions. I think, in general, they expect as consumers in the general world, right? That if you click on something, hey, we noticed, and here's your thing, right? Like, this is what you looked at, this is more information, and let's turn that into, hey, like, you were reading about this specific major, like, here's something you may have missed. So getting to do that, I'm really excited about. It's really cool stuff.
Elvin, on a scale of 1 to 100%, how much do you agree with what Jana said?
100%.
100%.
Hey,
Yeah, that was pretty close, right?
Yeah,
Pretty close.
that was pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close. Okay.
And other questions, Elvin?
So yeah, you mentioned alumni earlier, right?
Yes.
Can you talk about any very specific programs that you've done that are very successful? Anything that you're planning to do maybe in the future that's been very successful to get you more enrollments or whatever it is that you want to do with alumni? And have you used Anthology yet, or you're going to? If you plan to, how do you use that? To kind of put all together reports and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so we are starting our journey with intentional alumni engagement. I think we use alums as far as like the student workers, tour guides, and like recent alums to kind of spread the word. But even just getting that information from alumni, coordinating, making a committee, and just saying these are specific ways that you can help, and connecting them throughout the process, kind of like pen pals, like a huge throwback, but also you know what I mean, in a meaningful way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we're planning with alumni, and getting that up to speed for the next cycle, and having them help in their communities as well, and making those connections so we can show up at their backyard and be like, hey,
hey,
here we are.
We're here.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
So what do you you've got today and you've got tomorrow. What are you most excited about from the conference? Like what's bringing you the energy? Is it just the learning? Is it you talked about the connections? There's something you're hoping to meet. Is it the tracks? Is it the user? Because I know they're having a big party tomorrow night on Wednesday. Like, what's that thing you're most looking forward to here at the conference?
Yeah, I love parties.
Level up.
Yeah, the parties are amazing. Yeah, a lot of it is just learning more functionality and looking at how we apply that in our day-to-day. So I think there's a lot of opportunities for a lot of different things. Let's focus, right? And see what we prioritize and what we implement, and see how it works out, and then move around and adjust as necessary. But
yeah, there's like 252 breakout sessions or something like that I saw on the agenda. So I think you really do have to focus where you want to be, because there's so many offerings here at Anthology. So that's a great point and a great takeaway. I will tell you guys, and I mean this, being a director of admissions is a very hard job. I've done it for many years. Elvin, I know you've done it for many years. I got my start as admissions counselor way back when, 20 years ago, at a for-profit school. And being a DOA, it's tough. It's an all-day, everyday job. Recruiting, what have you done for me lately is truly how it comes in admissions. Great job, great incoming class. Let's already start recruiting for the next one. So I have a lot of respect for what you do, Jana, and the work that you do to serve students. Did you have a good EdUp experience today here on this podcast?
Yes, you guys are so fun. The vibe.
Oh my gosh. I have a button that goes, you guys are fun. It actually sounds something like that. Yeah. But I don't have any of that. Anyway,
missed opportunity.
Okay. We're glad to have you. Yeah, I know. It's because I went to get coffee, and it's, anyway. We're glad to have you. We're glad you stopped by. I would encourage everybody to go check out Hiram College. What's the website address?
Hiram.edu.
Hiram.edu. Please connect with Jana Willan on LinkedIn. You can also email her from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. We'll give you her. No, we won't do that.
Immediate response.
Yeah,
exactly.
You'll get immediate 24/7.
That bot works well. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for coming on the EdUp Experience, ladies and gentlemen. Her name is Jana Willan, and she's director of admissions at Hiram College. You just EdUp'd.
Boom.